Grubb. I live in Orlando, Florida, and I'm 43 years old. I started wake skating when I was around 17 or 18 years old. I was wakeboarding at the time, and then I just started seeing guys in magazines like trying to ride wakeboards without boots on, and just kind of intrigued me a lot. So I started around then, and then I kind of turned pro like in 2001 when I was like 21 years old, and started doing it there professionally. I was like making a little money wakeboarding and stuff, but my career really kind of took off when I quit wakeboarding and just focused all my time on wake skating. So I started skydiving in like 2007, and just did that for fun and whatever. But my friends and I would always just talk about, oh, man, it'd be so cool to like combine wake skating with a skydive or a base jump. I wasn't even base jumping at the time, but so it was all the whole idea kind of started just as like a pipe dream, like, oh, I wonder if that would ever be possible, kind of thing. And then the more we started thinking about it, and we're like, man, maybe we can actually do this. So then we had to like figure out how to. I mean, there's a lot of things that went into the project that we kind of had to like, kind of invent, or, we had to build the drone. I kind of started base jumping kind of with this project in mind. I'd always looked at it and thought about it. I have a lot of friends that do it and stuff, but, it is a very dangerous sport. So I didn't know if I really wanted to get into it and stuff. But, as we started like working towards the wake-based project, I knew that was going to be a key component in it. And so, that's kind of what motivated me to get started. And then once I started base jumping, I just, really fell in love with it too. It's just a amazing sport, and a lot of fun.
That was awesome, man.
We have these meetings with Red Bull where they're like, hey, what's your dream project? What's the craziest thing you want to do? So that was kind of at the top of my list, and we kind of pitched the idea, like, not really knowing how we were going to do it yet, but that was like an idea that I came to them with, and it slowly started to kind of take some hold, and we started talking to the right people and stuff like that. But we still had to figure out, like, in the beginning, the most important thing, or like the hardest thing, was going to be like, well, how do we tow it? Because normally, like when we're towing like in a pool or like somewhere, we use like a high-speed winch, and that isn't possible with the wake base, because you have to have the rope like somewhere out past like where you're gonna be getting towed to. So that's where we came up with the idea for the drone, which those drones didn't exist at the time. So the guy that produces most of my Red Bull projects, this guy Sebastian, he started building a drone to tow us. So that took like a year and a half or so to build that. We trained all summer for it. So I went to Germany twice. That's where they're located. That's where they're based. So I went there twice for almost 2 weeks, and we practiced the start. We practiced the line. We built like a simulation pool, like at this lake, that was the same distance as the Address Beach Resort Hotel. We had the same size kicker at the ends, and we just practiced and practiced, like, just to get the speed right. Because I need, the right speed when I jump onto my board. I need the right speed through the middle of the pool, and then most importantly, I need like the correct speed as I'm coming off the ramp. Because if I'm going too slow, then I don't get away from the building at all, and I can get, which is super dangerous. And if I get going too fast, then I could get pulled out the front and like possibly like tangled up in the board tether and stuff too. So it was like very, very important that the pilot gave me the right speed. I didn't need anything before, no.
Nothing.
Nothing before. I mean, I didn't want to have any like, I wasn't even really worried about that, I did have a Red Bull before I went, right before, so I got a little caffeine right before the jump and stuff, but I just waited till after that. I just had some, not nerves or anything, but like, I just wasn't thinking about eating that morning, But I slept great the night before. I was up like before my alarm. I was like super excited to get up there and see it. And, they had built a kicker the night before. So we like, wanted to get eyes on that, make sure it was in the right position. We did actually have to like move it a little bit to kind of change the angles, like once we got up there. So, but we were up there over an hour before the sun even came up. So we got up there and we're just kind of taking in the moment and like, letting the sun come up and light it up so we could do it. you know, I actually like woke up that morning like thinking about just like be patient, like let your like just do a slow barrel roll out of it and like wait till you get into the wind before you like start trying to fly. So as soon as I got off the board, like all I was thinking about was just like being patient and just like just rolling out of it really slow, you know. And you can kind of see in the jump, like, you know, as soon as I get into the speed or like get some speed like into the wind, like everything just gets very stable and like very much in control and stuff too. So and then yeah, that was like, you know, 6 seconds into the jump or so after I deployed or something. So but yeah, I went great, had a great line. I had like great visuals of the building and stuff, so it was amazing.
Can you actually remember it? Because like the adrenaline must have been so high. Can you actually remember how you felt when the parachute opened?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't really like. I remember setting my line into the ramp. I remember coming off the ramp. I remember kicking away from the board, and then I don't really remember exactly what I was seeing like through the barrel roll. But as soon as I came around on the barrel roll, I just remember seeing like the building on my left, and I had so much forward speed from the drone pull that I was like moving like with the building. So that was like pretty cool. Every time, you know, when we were doing the practice jumps, we were just pushing off the side of the building and going away from it. So the building was behind me every time, so I never really saw it. But with the line on the drone kind of going parallel with the building, like, yeah, I just had great visuals of flying like, you know, 30, 40 feet from the side of the building, like going with it. So, but as I kind of kept tracking away from the building, I was getting away from, like, I was basically getting to the end of the building. It's like a long, like, oval, and I was kind of getting to the end. So I had a, like, safe place to open. And then, yeah, I just had a really clean opening with my parachute and basically safe at that point. Like, yeah, I was super, super excited. I could hear everyone down on the beach cheering, and then came into land and like, yeah, gave Miles a big hug, and man, it was just like a really awesome moment for both of us and for everybody on the team. I mean, once we did the project, we went back up to the pool and hung out for a little bit. But yeah,
that's
I mean,
nice. That's nice that they let
we had
you
a little
do that.
we had a little party up there to celebrate for like an hour afterwards. But yeah, I mean, when we came back up the building a little after 9, like there was already guests like coming up to the pool and stuff too.
Wow.
Yeah.